Ringer NBA just dropped their updated top 100 player rankings for the 2025 NBA season. We're obviously approaching the last series that we're going to get this year, and I saw that they posted this. I said maybe I'll react to it, maybe I won't. And then I saw where Embiid was at, and I think that's going to be some interesting discourse that we can mention today. So yeah, I'm excited to dive into this. I believe you guys will be seeing this on the day of Game 1, June 5th. Really excited for these finals. I do think the Pacers are getting discredited a little bit. I mentioned yesterday in my prediction, I did take the Thunder in 5. I mean, it's a chalky prediction. I get that. But I do think this is going to be a competitive, if it does go to 5 games, a 5-game series. I do think this could be like, not the same, but like this could be Pacers Celtics from a year ago type vibes. And this Pacers team is good, and they have been battle tested these playoffs. They played some good teams, and the real test is the Oklahoma City Thunder. It does feel like they are the team to beat here in the final. So at number 100, we have Bradley Beal. I'm not going to go like too much into each player because we could be here forever, but Bradley Beal, I guess bigger picture for Bradley Beal, there is, I think it's Gambo, right? He's like more of the Arizona area analyst, or I believe he does radio, was like tweeted out that the Suns don't want Bradley Beal back, but also no team really wants to take on Bradley Beal's contract, and he has the no trade clause, and the Suns probably don't want to buy him out, so they may just be stuck with him next year. And I'm going through my mind of like, who would want Bradley Beal? And I think the only way you can get off of Bradley Beal is if you're taking back a worse contract. And honestly, there's only one team that I think could make sense there, and that would be the Philadelphia 76ers. They would do Paul George for Bradley Beal. You get out of that Paul George money a year early, and the Suns get Paul George, who may fit better around Devin Booker. He probably does fit better around Devin Booker than Bradley Beal, and I'd assume he's not as bad as he was last year, but that's the only thing I can think of. Maybe since they are a year apart in the contracts, like you'd be able to get even something as well added to that deal if you're Phoenix, but it's just that they're at a tough spot because I don't think the Miami Heat, like, yeah, they could jumble up all their crappy contracts, but why would Miami even want Bradley Beal? It's not like he's a top 20 player anymore. I mean, they have him ranked as 100. He started the year at 82. It's tough, man. It really is. 99, we have Jordan Poole. Feels kind of low. He was never higher than 96 this year. And I mean, like, that is an interesting debate. Jalen Green or Jordan Poole, who has a higher ceiling? Jalen Green, 100%. I guess I do appreciate Green's defense a little bit more than Poole's. I mean, it's not great, Jalen Green's defense, but I would say it's a little bit better. I don't know. Poole, I feel like a little bit more efficient with the ball in his hands when he was like the main focus point of opposing defenses. We got Jalen Duren here at 97. I thought Jalen Duren had a really strong end to the year. I thought he was fine enough in the playoffs. I think he could have been utilized a little bit better by JB Bickerstaff. It does feel like it was forever ago that the Pistons were in the playoffs, but I ranked every playoff series. I just tweeted it out, and Pistons Knicks was the third. It was number 3. Off the top of my head, it was 1. It was Denver Thunder. Number 2, it was Denver Clippers. Number 3, it was Knicks Pistons. And I think it was number 4 was Knicks Celtics. Number 5, Knicks Pacers. And then 6 was Houston Golden State. I don't know. The rest of it is on my Twitter. But yeah, Jalen Duren coming in here at 97. 96, we got Herb Jones of the New Orleans Pelicans. Does feel like this is the lowest value you'll see of Herb Jones just because he was banged up this year. He started this year at 74, so he's down 22 spots. Jalen Duren's pretty much been in the 90s this year. Yeah, like Toumani Camara at 95. I love Toumani Camara as much as the next person, but I don't think he's better than Herb Jones right now. Like, pump the brakes a little bit. And they're only 1 year apart because Camara started off his collegiate career at Georgia, ended at Dayton, older prospect in the 23 draft. Like, them being a year apart, I don't know. Like, I still think Herb Jones is a better player moving forward. But, hey, Camara was just on an all-defensive team this year. So, I got to give him that respect. But Herb Jones got, like, top 5 DPOY votes last year. We got Mitchell Robinson at 94. Did not expect to see him here, but he had a really strong end to his season. Looked healthy. I think the healthiest he's been in quite some time, given how banged up he was last year, both in the regular season and in the playoffs. And this year did not start the season till like March. It was around that time, February. And he is one of the best rebounders in the game, very limited offensively, needs to just be in the gym taking free throws this summer. Dylan Brooks coming in at 93. He peaked this year at 90, and he's been in pretty much the 90s all year. Like, yeah, I'm taking probably Dylan Brooks over Herb Jones because he's not as good defensively, but he's good on defense. But obviously you're getting a little bit more offensive upside there. You got Nikola Vucevic at 92. Feels low. Aaron Nesmith at 91. Interesting. I think Nikola Vucevic is a better player than Aaron Nesmith. Now, I think Aaron Nesmith in the top 100 is good because I think everyone's appreciating his defense, and obviously what he did in game number 1 of the Eastern Conference Finals against the Knicks will never go unnoticed. But I just think, like, Yeah, Vucevic at $25 million isn't sexy. But if he was making $11 million, I think there's a good argument he is better than Aaron Nesmith right now. I know, not great defensively. Paul George here at number 90. He started off the year at 52. All right, so yep, that is pretty low for Paul George. Given what he's making a year, I hope this is the worst we see of him, and next year is a lot better. Peyton Pritchard at 89. Like, is that crazy to say that Peyton Pritchard is better than Paul George? I think so. I don't know if I'm ready to be that all the way out on Paul George, given what he can give you on both ends still. I don't know. It just sucks he's getting older, like Paul George. Like, I don't know. No, dude, just 90 is crazy. Like him starting the year, or him in January, excuse me, was at 52, not started the year when I was saying that before. He was probably in the 30s to start off the year. I can actually see the full, or no, that is the full timeline. Next up at 88, we have Tari Eason. I think it's interesting, like how you would rank Eason, Herb Jones, and Kamara. I don't know. I feel like I'm a little bit higher on Herb Jones, and I'm buying the dip if there is one on the Herb Jones market. Anthony Simons at 87. I kind of disagree with this. Good shooter, can finish around the rim, kind of like a cone defensively. I think Eason's better. I think Pritchard's better than Anthony Simons for sure. I would make an argument that Nesmith is better. I would definitely make an argument Herb Jones is better. Toumani Camara, I don't think I'll go all the way there yet. Devin Vassell at 86 feels low. Feels low. But I don't know. You're asking me like Paul George or Devin Vassell. I think I'm taking Paul George over Devin Vassell, at least like right now. Not for the future, but right now. McCollum here at 85. And then here's the big one. Joel Embiid at 84. And I know a lot of the guys at the Ringer have Boston ties to them, and maybe they hate Philly, but 84, even when Joel Embiid was playing last year, I mean, the numbers weren't great. Like, he averaged 24 points on 58% true shooting, did not look healthy out there at all. But these numbers do not make you the 84th best player in the league. So I'm convinced that Embiid, we will see him at least 85% of his former self, and he could still be an All-NBA second-team caliber big man next year. Like Christian Brown ahead of him, I don't really know if I agree with that. I don't. I know there's the what if with Embiid and his health, but I don't think I can go that far. Although Christian Brown is a great player, I'm fine to say Brown is more well-rounded and more balanced as a player than CJ McCollum and Vassell and everybody that we've mentioned so far. I'm really intrigued to see what the Brown contract looks like this offseason. Like, is he going to get a $30 million extension? If you front load that, hey, Christian Brown at 29, making $26 million a year is not the worst thing in the world, but we'll see. DeAndre Hunter here at 82. Okay, I think that's fair. Josh Giddey at 81. I like Josh Giddey. I enjoyed watching him in Chicago this year. He's not better, in my opinion, than DeAndre Hunter. He's not better than Christian Brown. He's most certainly not better than Joel Embiid because he's still not great defensively. And I don't know if I could fully trust that shot yet. Like, this feels like it was the most efficient Giddey season. I feel like I almost said Giddey shit. Giddey season we'll ever, I don't know if we'll ever get, but we've seen of him. And he's still at slightly below average true shooting. 80, we have RJ Barrett. He's been trending down. He was at 68 back in January. I really wonder, because I feel like Barrett's going to get traded this offseason. See, like Josh Hart at 79. I love Josh Hart. You guys know that. I'm a Knicks fan. Josh Hart is not better than Joel Embiid. He's just simply not. He's a phenomenal role player. He could be the LeBron James of Christian Browns, sure, but he is not better than Joel Embiid. But I would say Hart is more valuable than Josh Giddey. You can make an argument he's more valuable than RJ Barrett in today's NBA. A lot of guys can score the basketball, but can a lot of guys do the dirty work, play 40 plus minutes a night, play all 82 games? I think he missed a game or two this year, or forget how many he played. But either way, I think Hart is fine to be around 79. It's just Embiid is too low. I know the injuries, I know. Lou Dort here at 78, fine with me. A great elite defender this year. Naz Reid at 77. Okay, it's just weird to see all these names ahead of Joel Embiid. Miles Turner at 76 feels low, even with the playoff run. They had him last at 87. Yeah, I think that's way too low. Cam Johnson at 75, Exhibit A. I'd rather have Miles Turner and what he can be as an elite rim protecting defender, as well somebody that can space the floor and be a very good three-point shooter. He shot sub 40% on great volume, 5.5 attempts a night this year. I'd prefer that over Cam Johnson. Cam Johnson at 75 is fine in that range. I mean, I think what I'm getting defensively out of like Lou Dort, I don't think Josh Hart is far behind. I think DeAndre Hunter is a better player than Cam Johnson, if we're being honest. Number 74, we have Andrew Nembhard, playoff riser. Andrew Nembhard was never in the top 100, and here he is. I don't know. Are these numbers from the playoffs? It might be. Because did he shoot 29% from three in the regular season? No, he did. Wow. I didn't realize how like kind of lackluster his regular season stats were. I don't know. I think Miles Turner is better than Andrew Nembhard, so I disagree with that. Michael Porter Jr. here at 73. Fine with him in that range. Brandon Ingram here at 72. Somebody we haven't seen play in a while. I think he's a lot better than number 72. They're just taking into account defense. Kobe White at 71. I wonder if I feel like he should be higher than this. Kristaps at 70. See, like, what we saw from Kristaps, especially down the stretch against the Knicks, and you want to take into account, like, he's taking a hit here because of the injuries. Embiid is better. Embiid is better than Kristaps Porzingis with taking into account injuries because he's got kind of even worse injury troubles than Embiid has had. Drew Holiday at 69. He is falling down a little bit. We have Zach LaVine at 68. Feels kind of low for LaVine, but I guess we'll see who's ahead of him. DeMar DeRozan at 67. I think LaVine's better than DeMar DeRozan right now, but I mean, they're one spot apart, so I guess we're splitting hairs at that point. 66, we have Jaden McDaniels. Okay. I mean, anybody behind Jaden McDaniels that I think is better outside of Embiid, I mean, you can make an argument for Brandon Ingram for sure. I know we haven't seen him in a little bit. I think you can make an argument for Miles Turner if you value the interior defense more than the perimeter. You can even make an argument for Naz Reid, but I think what McDaniels gives you defensively, I would take him. Okay, so I don't think there's many guys outside of Miles Turner that I would take over McDaniels. Maybe Zach LaVine, depends what you need. Hartenstein at 65 feels a little bit too high. I think it's a product of like the OKC bump. Now, he's an incredible player, should definitely be in the top 100, but in my opinion, Miles Turner's better. Sorry, it's just there's always one guy that always repeat in these, and it's Embiid. But yeah, I think. Do I think Kobe White is better than Hartenstein? I think so. I know they play two completely different roles, but I think he's better. Fred VanVleet at 64 is way too high. I know he was good in the playoffs. He's a good veteran point guard. This is really high for Fred VanVleet. I think I would maybe value McDaniels, Hartenstein, TBD. I would value LaVine. I would value maybe probably Drew over Fred VanVleet in the roles they can give you. I'm valuing Kobe White. I'm probably valuing Brandon Ingram above him. Miles Turner. Even like Cam Johnson, I think I'd rather have. Naz Reid, I think I'd rather have. Lou Dort maybe than Fred VanVleet. Maybe I'm underrating Fred VanVleet, but I just feel like this is a little high at 64. Alex Caruso at 63. It is going to be the OKC bump. I mean, he's a top 10 defender in the sport. Alex Caruso or Miles Turner, I'm just saying it's a little bit different roles, but I think Caruso, I don't know if it's Caruso's too high or like Miles Turner is too low. 62, we do have Jalen Suggs, somebody that hasn't played in a while, so I wonder why he doesn't get a big bump or a big hit because of injuries. So not really staying too consistent there. Number 61, we have Denny Adia. Love the way Denny played this year. Phenomenal trade for the Blazers. And I guess it's still TBD on what that future pick that Portland gave Washington and Brogdon didn't work out, but Bub Carrington is working out so far. This could be a real win-win trade for both franchises. 60, Mikal Bridges. He's been around this range all year long. I mean, Mikal Bridges, I think, is going to be undervalued a little bit just because of, I think the Knicks, they misutilized him in his first year here, and we'll see what the next head coach is going to look like. I mean, Jaden McDaniels is probably better than Mikal Bridges this year, at least a lot better defensively. Mikal Bridges still got his offensive numbers and had his showouts in the playoffs, but it's just not consistent enough, or they didn't give him the ball enough, especially in the second half. Dyson Daniels here at 59. Incredible season, most improved player, top 10 defender this year as well. Norman Powell at 58. I mean, I'm a big Norman Powell fan, but I feel like that's a little high. Just a little high. Jared Allen, 57. Okay, so he's going down a little bit. Just want to see who's ahead of him. Trey Murphy, I'm glad he's getting his respect here at 56. Rudy Gobert at 55. Okay, once again, I don't know if I really think Rudy Gobert and Miles Turner are that far apart from each other. Austin Reeves here at 54. I mean, Austin Reeves was incredible after the Anthony Davis trade. He really was, and I know he struggled in the playoffs and has struggled in the playoffs basically since the 2023 conference finals. I don't know, like Austin Reeves versus Denny Diaz, an interesting debate. Austin Reeves versus like Isaiah Hartenstein's an interesting debate, but I'm fine with Reeves that high. I think actually Trey Murphy is better than Reeves. I actually will say that. Marketed at 53, definitely the lowest he's been in some time. Had the worst year of his career or his Jazz tenure this year. 52, we have Julius Randle. I mean, he had an incredible playoff run, especially for the way we view Julius Randle in the playoffs and how disappointing he's been in years past. So, I mean, Markkanen, I think, is better than Randle. I think Trey Murphy's better than Randle as well. 51, we're going to have Tyler Hero. Feels kind of low, but we know Hero can struggle as a number one, but feels low. Draymond Green at 50. I mean, you're getting the defensive bump here. I'm fine with him. I'm always going to respect Draymond Green's defense. LaMelo Ball at 49. Also feels a little low. Now I'm low on LaMelo Ball compared to some of the consensus, but I don't know. There might be some guys ahead of him like LaMelo Ball or Jalen Johnson. I don't know, man. I think I'm still taking LaMelo Ball and what I can get out of him. I just would like to see him on a good team, which we've only really seen once, and that was 2022. I really like Jalen Johnson a lot, but I also could make an argument like Trey Murphy and Austin Reeves are better than Jalen Johnson. But Jalen Johnson does provide good defense. Desmond Bane at 47. Okay. Scotty Barnes at 46. What was the joke with me this year? I had him ranked 47th in my top 50 player list. So can I get some flowers for that? That was just this year's prediction. I was going to predict him as a 47th player. I'm not saying this is right, but hey, I'll always bring that up to Raptors fans because I got death threats about that, which was like first time ever. It was crazy. But yeah, so no Quickly in the top 100. We saw Ingram and we saw RJ Barrett. Now I'm gonna have Scotty higher next year. I will. Zion at 45. I mean, so many what ifs around Zion, so I get that. Kyrie 44 feels low, but they're gonna take into account the ACL injury, sure. But when he was playing this year, it was a lot better than 44. Dame at 43. Guess he's also taking a hit from the Achilles injury. Damn, like it sucks we're not gonna have Dame and Kyrie for the first half of next year. Aaron Gordon at 42. I mean, yeah, I guess we're taking into account these injuries, but Aaron Gordon is not better than Damian Lillard and Kyrie Irving. Amen Thompson at 41. Loki feels like he should be higher, honestly. Amen Thompson or OG Anunoby. Oh man, honestly, I kind of like Amen Thompson more. He was a better defender this year. He's probably more athletic than OG. I'm glad OG's getting his respect because OG does do so much defensively and was a good offensive player this year. But I just feel like Amen Thompson might be better. Maxey at 39. I mean, it depends what you value, but man, maybe I'm overvaluing Thompson, but I think Thompson might be better than Maxey. Derek White at 38. I mean, I love Derek White, but is Derek White better than Maxey? I don't know about that one. Franz Wagner here at 37. I'm glad Franz is getting his respect. I still think Franz is a very do-it-all player, just needs to figure out the three-point shot. Şengün at 36 feels low. I feel like he should be a top 30 player. Zubac's at 35. That's a debate. I mean, Şengün better offensively. Zubac's better defensively. I think Şengün might be slightly better. Ja Morant at 34. He's taken a hit this year. He was number 17 back in January. This also feels kind of low for Ja. He looked a lot better to end the season. Trae Young at 33. Man, it's just like the Trae Young, Ja Morant, LaMelo Ball stocks dropped a little bit this year. But, I mean, Trae Young at 33 also feels a little low. I'm hoping the Hawks are a better team next year, but we'll see. Bam Adebayo at 32. He's dropped a little bit. 31, we have Domas. I don't know. I think towards the end of the year, Bam was really good in the second half offensively. I would rather have Bam than Sabonis, given the defense. James Harden at 30. Hey, man, did I even have James Harden in my top 50 this year? Or if I did, it was close to 50. I was wrong. I was completely dead wrong about James Harden. He was very impressive this year. It was a lot better than I expected. Jamal Murray at 29. Playoff riser Jamal Murray. It's just like Jamal Murray at 29. Trae Young at 33, Ja Morant at 34, LaMelo at 49, Maxey at 39. I don't know. Amen Thompson at 41. Is Jamal better than all those guys by that much? Is he better than James Harden? Maybe. I mean, it's one spot, so you're splitting hairs. Darius Garland at 28 feels high. I feel like he's a lot closer to, like, I don't know. I'd prefer Trae Young over Darius Garland. They're both defensive liabilities. And I would like to see Trae Young play next to Donovan Mitchell, Evan Mobley, and Jared Allen. 27, we do have Chet Holmgren. Feels like he could be higher. De'Aaron Fox at 26 feels like he should be lower, or at least closer to the other point guards. I don't know. Like, Jamal Murray, you can make an argument better than Fox, but, like, is Trae Young better than Fox? Is Ja better than Fox? I think Ja Morant's better than De'Aaron Fox, so I disagree with that. Jaren Jackson Jr. at 25. I feel like that's a good range for him. 24, Jimmy Butler feels high, to be honest with you. I don't think Jimmy got locked in at any point this year, even for the Warriors. Now, they were really good in the second half with Jimmy, but I just don't think individually he's a top 25 player in the league. So I think that's way too high. Siakam at 23, Eastern Conference Finals MVP Pascal Siakam. So I will give him the respect he deserves. Paolo Banchero at 22 feels low, but we'll see who's ahead of him. Jaylen Brown at 21. I mean, Jaylen Brown versus Paolo Banchero is an interesting debate. Can I take Paolo? Or am I going to get hate for that? I think I'd rather have Paolo than Jaylen Brown right now. Jalen Williams at 20. I'm taking Paolo Banchero over Jalen Williams. I'm sorry. I think that's kind of blasphemy. I'm taking Jaylen Brown over Jalen Williams as well. Devin Booker at 19. Also feels low. He had the worst year of his prime career, and he was still pretty good. Cat at 18. I mean, I'm a Knicks fan. I think I'm still taking Devin Booker over Karl Anthony Towns, and I'm taking Paolo Banchero over Karl Anthony Towns. That's for sure. 17, Evan Mobley. Okay, I mean, he is your deep boy this year. Cade Cunningham at 16. Fine with that. He should be in this range. Kawhi Leonard at 15. I mean, Kawhi, when he came back this year, was really freaking good. So I'm not going to discredit Kawhi. Kevin Durant at 14 feels way too low. I feel like KD's closer to the top 10, but maybe KD or 80 is an interesting one. I mean, he's what, 80's 4 years younger? But hey, I mean, for both of them, you kind of have to worry about the health. That's a tough one. I would like for you guys to let me know in the comments, KD or AD. LeBron there at 12. So LeBron not in the top 10. I feel like next year, I'm probably going to have AD ranked over LeBron. I might even have KD ranked over LeBron. It's just the defense is tough. I mean, LeBron being in this range is insane. We may never see a 40-year-old in this, like, these top 10 talks ever again. But it's just like, I'm always going to respect LeBron. And it's not discrediting him to say he's the 18th best player in the NBA. Like, that's still an incredible feat at 40 years old. Wemby at 11 feels low, honestly. It does feel low. Number 10, we're going to have Jason Tatum. I guess he's taking a little bit of a hit here from the Achilles tear. Okay, at least they're being consistent with that part. Jalen Brunson at number 9. This is okay, so I did see this on Twitter. Donovan Mitchell at number 8 and Haliburton at number 7. How would you rank those three? How would you rank Brunson, Mitchell, and Haliburton? I know there's going to be a little bit of recency bias in there. I'm probably going to be biased as well because I feel like it's Brunson, but like I said, that's going to feel biased. I do feel like Donovan Mitchell might be the third. I don't know, though. Like, I want to say Haliburton's the third or the worst out of those three, but he just, like, was such an engine for this Pacers team. That's in the freaking finals. He has a great team around him, but, like, that game 4 where he had the 30-point triple-double with 0 turnovers or whatever it was, point triple-double, it was, like, unreal, that performance. And he plays so well in this Pacers offense. He's, like, kind of like, I don't know. I thought about this the other day. You can let me know. Like, is Haliburton, is he kind of like the point guard he's like the point guard version of Jokic in a way that he looks like he shouldn't be good out there, or he should not be a top 7 player in the league when you're watching him. But man, he did, like, it's a weird release. The feet are so close together. It looks like he probably averages 6 turnovers a night when it's the complete opposite than that. Yeah, let me know what you guys think about that. Number 6, Anthony Edwards. Okay. Ant versus Luka. Interesting debate right now. Because I assume, Steph's at 5. I forgot about Steph. Not gonna lie, Steph was so freaking good in the second half with Jimmy, but I want to say Ant is better than Steph. I do, but I'm glad Steph is still getting his respect for the engine he was this year for the Warriors. Luka at 4. I mean, I think Tatum was better than Luka before the Achilles tear, but I guess with that and Steph's age, I think Ant versus Luka is going to be an interesting storyline next year. Man, the West is unreal. 3, you have Giannis. 2, you have Shea. 1, you have Jokic. I don't know if this is a hot take, but I think Giannis is still better than Shea. Shea was deserving of the MVP this year, but I do think what Giannis does on both ends of the floor and how he can carry, honestly, not the best roster around him, still averaged 30 points, 12 rebounds, 6.5 assists, another third place MVP finish. In my opinion, I think he's better than Shea. And I would put Shea 3, and then Jokic is there at number 1, which I don't think needs to change. He brought that that Nuggets team that had so many injuries to 7 with a rookie head coach that's been coaching for 2 weeks against the Thunder. So that is going to be for me. Hope you guys did enjoy. Let me know in the comments what you guys think about this top 100. What do you think about the Embiid spot there? And yeah, they did take into account a lot of injuries in this. If you guys are listening on Apple Podcasts and Spotify, really appreciate a rating and review. And I'll catch you guys in the next one. Peace.